In Video Game Classics Quake 3 Arena, there was a technical difficulty right where I was about to bring up the fact that you have to play Quake Arena Arcade with a controller. However, that technical difficulty kicked in and it became the butt of a joke because it was like as if playing with a controller was like a curse word for when it comes to Quake 3 Arena. I didn't intend for that to happen, so what ended up happening here was my receiver was getting not so good reception, which was indicating at me in the red. I'll explain that in another video. So because of issues going on with my receiver for my wireless lavalier mic kit, that's what was kind of doing it. The next day when I found out, okay, it was green again. I think it's more like a signal situation or a signal complication. I'll go ahead and, when I can, read the manual to make sure I'm right about what I was talking about, but I know for a fact that there was technical complications with the receiver on my wireless lavalier mic kit, and that I need to go and handle things very carefully if I were to use that wireless mic kit the next time when it starts to indicate red for some reason, so gotta keep my eye out. Anyway, that said, let's get right on going with the video.
Welcome, the Gamer Man's Lounge. Awaken to play.
So here I am in commentary format, where this is going to be a commentary video in which I will talk my head off about the rest of the year after my channel update, since it's going to play a role at most into what I'm going to be talking about. That said, I want to go ahead and bring up a quick channel update because throughout the final half of August, I've been wondering about how I go about things. Now, there is a thing that I am working on, and I originally wanted to get it dealt with at a more later date. Unfortunately, I have a huge dilemma. There has been enough that already happened. A few big dookie storms on top of the shutdown of Japanese dev, well known, even though in the mature game market, Illusion. This has put everyone, you and me included, in a very bad spot. And that said, taking it slow and easy and handling things one and then another, no, it's not the time. I'm ending up having to multitask more. But not only that, I have to get that thing I mentioned done earlier than intended. And to keep that later date, it's inexcusable to keep that later intended date. So I decided to keep that later date, I have to make up for it. And what I did here was started ramping up video production and going all out with the debut of the new segment Waifus of Gaming Traversaire, which is the spin-off segment to Waifus of Gaming. Speaking of, I'm not doing any more two-parters going forward with Traversaire until I decide I'm going to do another, which is going to be a long, long time. And speaking of Waifus of Gaming, and especially Waifus of Gaming Traversaire, I will be taking a break from covering Genshin Impact and making room for other waifus from other games. Anyway, I got my channel update off my back, so here is where I will recommend you a game. Let the Lounge recommend you a game. We recommend you check out Action Taimanin. Play as a wonderful cast of amazing, beautiful, and ferocious warriors set in a futuristic dark world as the goal is to take out evil. No duh. Tons of outfits you can unlock for playable characters, including those time-limited ones. Tons of supporters and weapons to attach to your favorite playable character to make them powerful enough to clean the fields. This light but jam-packed game has a PvP mode, time attack mode, minigame mode as well. Yes, story mode too. And yes, this game has been receiving UI improvements and a few more gameplay modes, alongside more playable characters and events to grind in. This game is free to play, it can challenge, but it's still a chill game to grind in. That said, you will be having a good time with this one. That reminds me, why are we doing game recommendation mini segues? A question you are asking. These are not sponsorships. If I have a sponsorship, I will make it dead obvious. But no, these are not in any way sponsored messages. I am doing game recommendation segues as well as also starting on product recommendation segues at a later date. The reason for this is because finding a new game to play is really tougher than ever. Games have been really difficult to trust going forward, and you have to take the huge amount of time to do tons of detective work on the games you want to get so you can make sure you are getting that game you paid for. We see games released, rushed, and released with less especially less polish or less content. You get paywalled by predatory microtransaction practices, and no matter of age rating, games are also getting excessively censored, which is something we have been noticing when we do our news videos. It's pretty wild. There are other things going alongside that are anti-preservation, anti-creative freedom, and anti-consumer. So here you go. Game recommendations. Speaking of, this fall, and most importantly this holiday season, is going to be a doozy. Summer ain't going down without a fight, by the way, so we still have plenty of time for a beach episode on the Traversaire. Yeah, summer ain't going down without a fight. I am expecting an excessive heat warning a couple of days later. With everyone and everything escalated for the worse, I'm surprised how well things have calmed down. As a matter of fact, I was able to get daily sunset showers during the excessive heat because of it. It is going to be unpredictable when things are going to start going south again. Alright, games are already tougher to trust more than ever. Ain't no way you're going to be able to pick your game of the year for 2023 because you haven't played enough of 2023's releases because reasons. And there is no way in hell you can get a new console for Christmas with stricter platform content policies and word about mid-generation consoles coming around the corner. You might as well just get the parts to build a gaming PC if you haven't done so. And as a matter of fact, we are definitely ending 2023 off on a big sour note, so we are still screwed for the rest of the year. That said, to make this discussion a long story short, this fall and holiday season is going to be a dookie show of a run going forward. And to combat it, I will make sure we have a good time, have fun, and wind down when we are in the Gamer Man's Lounge, and I'm gonna go ham. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna drive it home. I am going ham. I am going fucking ham with Gamer Man's Lounge content going forward. That said, that is all.